My girlfriend said an open relationship would save us. 2 weeks later, she posted with another guy, so I took her best friend out and tagged her. Now she's crying that I broke the rules. For 3 years I believed I had a solid relationship with Emma. I'm Jake, 29, working as a software engineer for a growing tech startup. My career was going well. I made a comfortable income, and I had my own place. I believed I was building a life that Emma and I could share together. Emma is 27, working in digital marketing, always active on social media, always crafting the perfect image of herself online. At first, everything between us felt stable, steady, and full of promise. But slowly, small cracks began to appear. Emma started acting distant a few months ago. She became protective of her phone, often smiling at messages she would not show me. She began working late, claiming deadlines and extra meetings. Then she started mentioning a name far too often, Marcus. She spoke of him with an energy that felt different, a kind of glow that stung my gut even though I tried to tell myself not to overthink. Still, deep down I knew what the signs were telling me. I wanted to believe she would never hurt me, but trust can blind you to what's right in front of your eyes. Then came the night that changed everything. We were having dinner at my place, a normal Tuesday evening, until Emma put down her fork and looked at me with an expression that made my heart tighten. She said softly, "Jake, I've been thinking about us." I braced myself for bad news, but nothing could have prepared me for the words that followed. "I think we should try an open relationship." I nearly choked on my food. She spoke as if it was the most logical solution in the world, explaining that she had read an article about how exploring other connections could make couples stronger. She said we had been together so long that maybe we needed something fresh to truly appreciate what we had. I sat there stunned, staring at her, trying to process the idea that 3 years of love could suddenly be reduced to a test run with other people. She continued, saying it would save us before we got too comfortable. The way she spoke, calm and rehearsed, made me realize she had thought about this for a while. My mind raced, my chest ached, and my first instinct was to walk away right then. But instead, I kept my cool. After a long silence, I finally said, "If that's what you need." Her face lit up with relief, even excitement. She asked if I was truly okay with it, and I nodded, though inside I knew this wasn't about saving us. This was about Marcus. I could see the truth written all over her eyes. Still, I agreed because I wanted to see where this would lead. I wanted to catch her game before she thought she could play me. So we set rules. No dating people from work. No bringing strangers into each other's homes. Full honesty about partners. Protection always. And we agreed not to block each other or hide anything on social media. Emma called it trust and transparency. I called it a performance. She already had someone in mind, and I was not going to sit back helplessly. The next day, I did something Emma didn't expect. I started dating too. I updated my profiles, put in real effort, and went out to meet new people. When I told Emma I had plans for a date, she looked shocked, as if she thought I would just sit at home while she ran around with Marcus. I smiled and said, "Isn't that the point of this?" She tried to hide her annoyance, but it was clear she didn't like the idea of me actually enjoying the very thing she had suggested. Meanwhile, Emma's interest in Marcus became impossible to ignore. She wore new outfits to work, spent nights texting him, and went to work dinners more often than I could count. I had met Marcus before, a smooth talker with the energy of a player. I never liked him, and now I liked him even less. 2 weeks after Emma and I agreed to try an open relationship, the truth finally came out in public. She posted a photo of herself with Marcus at a rooftop bar. His arm was around her. They looked comfortable, and she captioned it, "Exploring new connections," with a heart emoji. She tagged mutual friends, her family, basically everyone except me. That was her way of showing off while keeping me as a backup plan. That's when I decided it was time to play my card. Emma had always been possessive about her best friend Sarah, a beautiful woman she knew I got along with. At parties, she would always step between us if we talked too long. Sarah was recently single after a painful breakup, and she had always been friendly, respectful, and honest with me. So I reached out to Sarah. It started innocently enough, asking her what she thought about Emma's behavior, talking about my worries. Sarah listened. She understood. And then she confessed that she too had noticed Emma's changes. She said Emma had been ignoring their entire friend group, always choosing Marcus over everyone else. Sarah shook her head and said, "Honestly, it's messed up how she's treating you after everything you've done for her." Our conversations grew naturally from there. Sarah was warm, funny, and genuine in a way Emma hadn't been for months. When I asked her out on a proper date, she agreed without hesitation, saying, "Emma doesn't own you. And after the way she's been acting, maybe she needs to see what she's losing." Our first date was amazing. Sarah was engaged, present, and interested in me in a way that felt refreshing. We had a spark I hadn't felt in years. 3 days after Emma's rooftop post, I took Sarah out to a cocktail bar downtown. She looked stunning in a black dress, and I made sure we got a table in perfect lighting. I snapped a photo of us, her leaning into me, laughing at something I said, my hand resting comfortably on her waist. The happiness on my face was real. I posted it online with the caption, "Sometimes the best things are right in front of you," adding a sparkle emoji. And then I tagged Emma, Sarah, Marcus, and all the same people Emma had tagged earlier. Within minutes, my phone exploded with notifications. And just like that, Emma's carefully controlled game fell apart. The reaction was instant. First came a flood of angry messages from Emma. "What the hell is this? Are you serious right now? Call me now." Her texts were followed by multiple missed calls. I let them go to voicemail. When I finally listened, it was her screaming, accusing me of betraying her trust, accusing me of breaking the rules. The irony was so heavy it almost made me laugh out loud. Here was a woman who had suggested an open relationship so she could run to Marcus, and now she was furious because I had done the same with someone she never expected, her best friend. Sarah found the whole thing hilarious. She sat beside me on the couch that evening, smiling at her phone. "She just called me crying," Sarah said, "saying I'm a terrible friend for going out with you." I raised an eyebrow and asked, "And what did you tell her?" Sarah laughed. "I told her the truth, that she's the one who suggested the open relationship. You're following the rules. And honestly, after the way she's been acting, she doesn't get to play the victim now." Hearing that, I realized how different Sarah was from Emma. Sarah was direct, honest, and refused to twist the truth to get her way. The next day, Emma showed up at my apartment without warning. Her hair was messy, her eyes red, and she looked like she hadn't slept. She pushed past me into the living room and said, "We need to talk." I crossed my arms, calmly asking, "About what?" She threw her hands up, her voice cracking. "About Sarah. She's my best friend. This is completely different." I kept my voice steady. "Different how? You said no coworkers. Sarah doesn't work with us. That was the rule." She glared at me. "Don't be a smartass. You know exactly what this means to me." I replied, "Like posting pictures with Marcus didn't mean anything to me?" She fell silent, her eyes filling with tears. "This is different. Sarah and I have history. You're doing this to hurt me." I couldn't believe the audacity. "Like you weren't trying to hurt me when you posted that picture with Marcus? Don't pretend this was ever about saving us. This was about you wanting Marcus." Emma started to cry, real tears, her voice breaking as she said, "I want to end this. The open relationship was a mistake. I want us back the way we were." For a moment I just stared at her, and then I laughed. Actually laughed. "Now it's a mistake? After you've been running around with Marcus? After you humiliated me in front of everyone we know? No, Emma, it doesn't work like that. Because unlike you, I actually like Sarah. This isn't just about proving a point. She's amazing. She treats me better than you have in a long time." Emma left in tears, but before walking out she turned back and said, "I'll ruin things between you and Sarah. You'll see." Over the following days she tried exactly that. She spread lies to our mutual friends, saying I was manipulating Sarah just to get revenge. She posted cryptic messages on social media about fake friends and betrayal. But she made a fatal mistake. She overshared. In her desperation to make me look bad, she revealed details about the open relationship, about Marcus, and about the rules we had set. Suddenly everyone knew the truth, that Emma had suggested this arrangement just so she could be with Marcus, and now she was angry because I refused to be her backup. The friend group quickly saw through her. Sarah even confronted Emma in front of others at a coffee shop. She said loudly, "You can't demand an open relationship and then get angry when Jake actually dates someone. And you've been treating me like crap ever since Marcus showed up. Enough is enough." The room fell silent, and I could tell in that moment Emma had lost whatever sympathy she still held. People no longer believed her story. 3 weeks later, Emma tried a different tactic. She sent me a message late at night that simply read, "I miss us. Marcus meant nothing. I was just scared of commitment. Please, can we try again?" I showed the message to Sarah as we sat together after dinner. Sarah shook her head, laughing softly. "She's unbelievable. Does she really think you'd go back after everything?" I sent Emma a short reply. "I'm good. Sarah and I are exclusive now. Hope Marcus works out for you." Emma's response was instant. "You're making a huge mistake. Sarah will never be what we were." But she was wrong. Sarah was exactly what I needed. Someone honest, loyal, and real. The final blow came a month later. Sarah and I went on a weekend getaway and posted a photo together, smiling and holding hands. The happiness on my face was real, not forced. Emma couldn't resist commenting, "Wow, Jake, trading down much? Big mistake." Seconds later, Sarah replied directly, "At least I didn't have to suggest an open relationship to get his attention." She added a kiss emoji, and the comment exploded with likes from our friends. That one reply ended any remaining sympathy Emma had. She looked petty, desperate, and exposed. It has now been 3 months since the night Emma suggested the open relationship. She and Marcus broke up within 2 weeks after my post because it turned out he was married and only looking for a side affair. I can't say I was surprised. Since then, Emma has tried multiple times to contact me, showing up at places she knew I would be, sending drunk messages through mutual friends, even begging for just one more conversation. My answer has been the same every time. "No, I'm done. Sarah and I are stronger than ever." We recently decided to move in together, and our relationship feels natural, fun, and genuine. There's no hidden games, no secret agendas, no manipulation. Just two people who actually want to be together. Friends have told me Emma now claims we stole her life. Sarah just smiled and said, "She's right. Her life is better with us living it." And honestly, she's right. Sometimes the trash takes itself out, and sometimes you just have to help it along.